Hello, hello. My name is TravisLoveBenson, and welcome to the death of NAMCO Cyberstation. This is NAMCO Cyberstation in the Galleria at Crystal Run in Middletown, New York. It was an arcade that has been there since the mall opened in April of 1992. And to put that into perspective for you, I am 25. I was born in June of 1992. This arcade has been there my entire life. The mall has a bunch of different anchors. The mall is very much alive. There's many stores that are moving in, and it's constantly changing, but this arcade has passed on. This is the prize counter, where people would bring up physical tickets, and we would tell them how many they had, and then even if they were a little bit off, 5 or 10 tickets off, we would still give them the prize, because it's not like points where they have to have the exact amount. We can give them, because we're human, we can fluctuate a little bit. This is the last few days of the arcade being open for business until it closed permanently on January 7th of 2018, so this was probably the 5th or the 6th, but I would assume that it is the 5th. Right here you're going to see Spider Stompin' Deluxe. That game has been there since I was a kid. I'm pretty sure it is the same one. I can't imagine that there's a bunch of different Spider Stompins out there in the world. So it was really cool to always have that there as a constant. I found out on the Thursday before it closed that it was closing, and so I didn't have time to do a walkthrough when we were in our full glory, though I do have a couple of photos you'll see at the very end of the arcade when it was open and busy, but not photos with people in them besides me. Before you saw that there was a gap, well, this is what was in that gap. It was a jumpin' jackpot. Like I said, we were closed. There's the Dance Dance Revolution. We were closed by the end of that week, and we just had to start packing up stuff to put onto a truck. So it was just one of those things where there was no time to just make things look aesthetic. It was just, we just ran and had to tape things up and clean them out and get them on a truck, and then the next day it was completely empty, and you'll see that in a few moments. You'll see me walk up to this Miss Pac-Man and play it. Very momentarily you will see that high score. That is my high score. I'm very proud of it. I beat my co-worker's high score, and wherever that Miss Pac-Man Galaga machine is now, I hope that I still have the high score on it, because that would be pretty neat. A round 1 bowling complex / arcade / karaoke place, which is really cool, opened up in the same mall, and that's not the reason that this aesthetic 90s arcade closed, but it was one of the factors that scared Namco into, instead of letting us ship out all of our games and get new games, which was the original plan, they decided last minute to have us ship everything out and just close our doors, because I guess it might have been a little bit easier for them. So we'll take one last look at the prize counter. This is the only real view you get of it. The rest of the videos don't really document that as well. This is the next day. I was lucky enough to have gotten this job in October of 2017, and I was very proud of it. I'd always wanted to work there, but I thought it was people, you could only work there if you knew the people that were working there, but they had a help wanted sign in the window, and I ran in and I applied immediately. And then I went in pretty much every day. I would drive back to that arcade and just say, hey, I really want to work here. And eventually I met the manager, and just, he was a great guy, and just like, got the job. But enough about that. You'll start to see these big gaps open up between machines, and it's literally just because we had to start getting rid of all of our stuff and putting it onto the truck, and we were still open for days. If this was the Friday or even the Saturday at this point, we were open for business like this, and people came in because they were nostalgic and they wanted to say goodbye, but it's just so ugly in compared to what it once was. It was so full of machines. I think at our prime we had something like 42 or 48 machines, and I know it's a small space, but it was also packed with people, and everyone was playing everything, and it was so wonderful. And the biggest shame for me about this arcade closing is that people with special needs really loved our arcade. They loved it because we were there for them, as a substitute arcade for people that have sensory overloads or that need to be in a small space where there isn't all of this noise pollution and lots of people and bright flashing lights. We were that arcade, the one that was light and happy and had a very free energy around it, and everyone that worked there really loved working there. You know, sometimes we'd pick on it because it was a slow-moving job at times during the week, but we all really are gonna miss the fact that it was there. Because it was there for a lot of people. People that would bring their children in that came as children. So this is the last time we'll see it open, so goodbye. But this video is after it has closed. So it closed on the 7th of January. This is the 8th of January. This is one of the quicker videos. You'll see just we're packing up machines. That's the basketball game from before. It was a very quick transition from open to closed where we would just pack things up and box things up. I spent this entire morning putting candy into cardboard boxes just because we had to get it on the truck. We were shipping it off to the next place. You'll see these machines are torn apart, and you'll see that the prize counter and what it once was, if you remember from a few minutes ago, is now no longer that. It's really a big shame. This would be the 10th. This is the last day that I worked. It was Wednesday the 10th of January 2018. Things are gone. We started putting stuff on the truck that morning. That was a full day of work. It was really cool working for NAMCO Corporate, I will say that. They were okay to work for, but I really just loved working at an arcade. It was just so quirky and fun to help people. You'll see me wheeling one of the chairs from our driving games, Max Tune, to the truck. I don't actually ever get a shot of the truck, I'm sorry. I know you might be like, I want to see the inside of a truck that's holding 40 arcade games and prizes and candy. But I don't have that shot. I thought it would be too weird to ask the driver. Here you'll see above the drop ceiling, but below the other drop ceiling. I think it's very strange that there's two drop ceilings, but not a lot of places you'll find in this day and age, and this is the real shame that we closed, to have a jagged second drop ceiling and piped lighting with colored tubes that have neon. It's just so aesthetic. It was so cool. I really loved it. And sometimes at night when I was vacuuming, I would turn off the bright lights and just have the colored lights, where it would just be the colored lights and the machines, the games lighting up the arcade. And that wasn't overwhelming. And no one would be in there anyway besides me, but it was just so gorgeous. It's such a shame to see it go. You'll see me walk into the office at this point. All of the prizes are gone. The computer's gone. Everything's gone. But the mall is still there and it's still doing really well. We lost 3 businesses within a week, but we're opening a trampoline park and we have an escape room, and malls are really about experiences, and the Galleria at Crystal Run is doing a really great job at realizing that experiences are the way to keep people coming in. And this arcade was an experience. It was such a beautiful aesthetic piece of history that is now lost to time, and that's why I made this, to do what I can to keep some memory of it alive as we move into the future. This is the last video, and then you'll see just a few maybe a minute's worth of photos, and in that time I will say thank you for watching. If you like what you see, I'm not starting up a Dead series, mostly because I don't know enough Dead places opening and closing, but I am doing more video documentary series coming out. I am working on the script for one that has to do with the movie Labyrinth, starring David Bowie, and some very interesting things that I found that I posted on my Tumblr. And so please feel free to subscribe. I also have a puppetry series coming out within the next month, and it would be really cool if you stuck around for that. So thank you for watching. Please visit my website, TravisLoveBenson.com, for more photos. And once again, thank you for watching. Leave a like, and I'll see you later.